If you're running a small business, whether you got a large team working with you or you're running it by yourself as a solopreneur, you've likely experienced some ups and downs, some challenges or difficulties. Well, this one difficulty has the potential to wear you down and cause a lot of frustration. Stay with me. I'm going to share with you what it is and some of my ideas on how to deal with it. Let's talk about something. So, what is this thing that can cause us such stress? Here's a hint. It's the lifeblood of our business. Our clients, of course. Some are a joy to work with, and some make you just want to pull out your hair. You know what I'm saying. So, what do you do when you're working with a difficult, tough, stubborn, or downright unreasonable client? You know, the kind that makes you feel like you're stepping into a boxing ring ready to fight for your life. Nah, nah, nah. Put the gloves away. There's a better way. And it's all wrapped up in these three things. First, how you start working with your client. Second, how you listen and empathize with your client. And third, how you determine the overall value of that client. All right, how you get started. Every business relationship has some sort of agreement at its base. It could be a simple one-page document or volumes of legalese that you need an attorney to understand. In its simplest form, you provide a product or service, and your client provides something in return for that product or service, usually money. It should spell out exactly what you're going to provide and how much your client's going to pay for it. And you also want to consider, what if something goes wrong? What if somebody fails, whether that's you failing to deliver or your client failing to pay? It's so important that you get started out on the right foot, especially if you're a solopreneur. Why? Because you're already stretched out running the entire business and you don't have a staff if it's just you. A lot of problems can be prevented before they even occur if you have a good solid agreement at the beginning of the business relationship. All right, next, we got to work on our listening skills, people. It might be a little bit more than just listening. We got to empathize too. Look, problems are going to happen, disagreements are going to happen, miscommunications with your clients are going to happen. Don't be the person that just stands firm, not even willing to listen to your client. Think about how you would feel in their shoes. Even if you're 100% right, they just want to vent sometimes. They may know they're wrong. They may know they're being unreasonable, but they really just want to know that you care enough to listen to them as their client. Remember, you're in business for the long haul. Don't let this snapshot in time dictate you possibly losing what could be a long-term valuable client. And that leads into the final element, determining the overall value of your client. Now, this one can be a little tricky because we all want to say all our clients are valuable, and they are, but they're not all of the same value. Here's where you really got to have a long-term view. You got to think of your efforts, time, and money that you spent to secure that client in the first place. And then your effort, time, and money that it takes to continually service that client. And then think about opportunity costs. Is there a client out there that I haven't worked with that I should be spending my effort, time, and money to secure versus working with this one that's a little bit difficult and may not be as profitable? Tough questions to ask, even tougher to answer, but in the long-term view, and you are a long-term business owner, you got to think of those things. So when you're working with difficult clients, think about how you started, think about your listening, and think about the value of that client. I'll see you next time.